It is so refreshing to be officially back.
One
My
second.
voice.
Wait for that bar to stop. All right, and we are live.
Hello, everyone, and it is extremely refreshing to hear my own voice back on the stream now, and I hope it's refreshing for y'all as well. I'm Jerem Dohar. I'm here, as always, with Rowdy Matt. We are here to call the Outlaw Racing League over on PlayStation. Tonight, the boys are over at Atlanta Motor Speedway. So we go from one super speedway to kind of another. Typically, Atlanta is associated with that super speedway style of racing. It's going to be a lot of pack racing, a lot of drafting. Hope to see lots of 2 and 3 wide from these guys. They're very aggressive out there. They love this racetrack, that old surface. Tire wear certainly going to be a factor. We'll hope that gas isn't too much of a factor, but we know that tires are extremely critical anytime you come to Atlanta. Matt, we saw a lot of lead changes over the past 2 weeks when we went to Daytona. We had the clash, of course, with Chiesa getting the last second victory there over Chase. And then at the Daytona 500, you made the amazing call to the finish as G Sensi got the victory there. What do you think we can expect as these boys head to Atlanta?
Well, I think we can really expect another great showing from the Outlaw Nation guys. We're just getting ready. They just finished up qualifying, so we're about to go green here in a second. But sitting on the pole is It's Your Bro Chase, right next to the Clash winner of Chiesa.
Ooh, that's going to be awesome for those guys getting that start. Up front, having the track position is half the battle.
Mm-hmm.
Get you a starting lineup here hopefully soon. Looks like we're going to have the 31 car. He's going to be starting in P3, the 9 car starting P4. 31 will round out your top 5. Then the 88, that's my teammate, formerly known as Beast of Asgard. New name, same great wheelman, now Jerem Gornick, I'm sorry. He'll be starting P6. We'll have the 2 car. Deuce, he'll be in P7 there. The 48 be in P8, 10 car. That's going to be Perky in P9. The 21 of Scotty is going to be rounding out your top 10 there. Then we're going to have the 4 of Bulldog. He qualified P11 deep in this pack. I fully expect him to be on full send mode, getting it to the front. The 13 starting in P12. The 43, last week's winner, Daytona 500 champion, G Sensi. He's going to be starting from deep in the field there, P13. And Smoke Fan, talked to him earlier before the race. He wasn't feeling. I know anything about Smoke. He likes to hide whatever he's got under the cover there. So
Mm-hmm.
I expect that 14 to be ready to go
And I
there.
think you are correct on the 14 ready to go. Unfortunately, he will be a little bit late for tonight. He unfortunately missed qualifying, so he's going to be starting in the back for the race, so he's got his work cut out for him. But you got 162 laps, so you got plenty of time to make your way back up towards the front. And I reckon we'll see him up in the lead before this race is over.
Yeah, and a slight addendum to that starting position. There was a duplicate on what was sent to me. The 32 car will actually be starting P5, the 31 car starting P3. So it's Jason, or Go Fast Jason, as he's better known as now, will be
Mm-hmm.
starting in that P5 position as we get ready to wait for the green flag here at Atlanta. They're going to be heading and topping near 200 miles per hour going off into turn number 1. About a buck 95 going down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Really interesting to see, Matt, because you and I have raced at this track plenty of times over our years. Normally, when we're here, it usually turns into go-kart track central. You want to hug that bottom line on the straightaways and not give up the bottom lane in the turns to any of your competitors. Do you think we're going to expect that tonight, or you think these guys are just going to let it hang loose and see what happens?
I really think we're going to expect something a little bit similar. When you come to a track like Atlanta, it's a really fun track. All 3 lanes are really usable, so we're going to see drivers on the low, middle, and high side ripping all through here. I think the key component for tonight is definitely going to be tire wear. You got 162 laps, so I think there's going to be a lot of differing strategies on how tire management is going to go for tonight. So I think it's just going to really be about balancing everything on the plate to really take home the victory tonight.
Absolutely, 100%. We appreciate everybody who's at in chat. getting active, watching the stream. Hope you share it with us so we could share this with everybody that we can. We want to be able to broadcast these guys to as many folks as we can. They're awesome, super talented individuals. A lot of these guys, pro league drivers. And if they're not in the pro league, they're certainly pro league caliber. Got at least 5 of them down there in the field that raced on Wednesday nights. I had the pleasure of course, you and I, we raced with Bulldog last week. Smoke Fan, Mr. Jerem Gornick was out there, as well as Jason. They were out there on the PS4 side. It was awesome to watch that battle on the PS4 side between and Chiza's out there as well. Between 3 of the Outlaw guys that we call every week. You know, Chiza, Beast Asgard. I'm probably just going to call him that anyway. And then Jason, watching those 3 battle for the lead there at Homestead, some of the best action I've ever seen on NASCAR Heat. Those 3 duking it out, not having a care in the world. Didn't end up that they would become victors or even top finishers just because of how strategy played out, but they certainly gave everybody who worth out there at Homestead.
I think we are just about ready. Let's see, is that a party invite or is that a game invite? I can't really tell.
We're going to find out.
Invitation. All right, we're going to join up.
All right. Pressure's mounting. Anticipation is there. These guys have been practicing all week for the first, what I know what Smoke Fan would call the first real race of the season. He was just happy to get out of Daytona alive after talking with him the past 2 weeks. Kind of freight train style racing. No longer the case. We're now at a full-on 1.5 miles. You got to use the throttle. A lot of on and off time here to manage with that tire wear. A lot of guys on wheels in this series. I think almost all the guys in this series are on wheel, which is actually quite outstanding for them. But 14 of the best on PS4 getting ready to duke it out. So there's your pole sitter. It's your bro Chase. They're getting ready to do their pace lap here. See that 17 of Chiza. He's going to be starting on the outside of the front row. Fully expecting him to be a factor tonight in some way. The race come down to strategy and tire management. I think that 17 is my pick for the race. But if it comes down on speed, do not by any means count out the 88 or that 4 car or even the 14. I still think he's hiding something there under the hood. Who's your pick to win tonight, Matt?
You know, I'm going to look a little bit further back. I'm going to go with Bulldog. He didn't qualify too well, but knowing him for his personality traits at Martinsville, I think he's going to be going right to the front. You see him all the way back there in that second to last row. But I don't think he's going to waste any time getting to the front, and I think he might have something for us tonight. But my dark horse pick, I think I'm going to take the pole sitter. It's your bro Chase. We've seen him win the 10K event, and I think he can repeat his luck tonight as we are going green here at Atlanta.
Green flag in the air. It's your bro Chase. Heads down into turn number 1. The battle's going to be for second. Side by side there, the 17 of Chiza and the 31. 31 is able to make that clean pass by, and they go single file behind him. They come down the back straight away. Still single file for about the first 8 positions or so. Really the first battle going to be between the 9 car. It looks like he's going to try to pop to the outside. Actually, that's the 17 correction on that. Screen's a little pixelated there. Hard for me to tell out that Hooters car from that 31. But there we go as the completion of lap 1. It's your bro Chase out to a steady 2 to 3 car length lead. He heads down through 1 and 2, the bumpiest part of the track. Heads down that back straightaway, side-by-side battle there. Picking up for second place with the 31. Going by him there. That's the 32 of Jason. He's having a fantastic run coming up from that 5th starting spot. Already up to P2. The 9 car following right in tow behind the 31 and the 2 car. Ready to try and make his way up there to that P2 position. 10 car following closely behind. Checking in with the back of the pack, our in-race reporter, cameraman, if you will. Our boy Bulldog, he's already up to P8, so he's already climbed up a couple positions here in the early laps. Chase, though, man, he is just putting it on him right now as he opens that gap up to about 7-8 car lengths now. Even as those guys are single file and have been for about the last half, Chase has been able to kind of put it on him, if you will. And not to discredit Chase by any means. I didn't really think of him as a good pre-race pick, but he's showing me early on he's got absolute speed. We'll just have to see how it goes on the long run there and see if he's maybe having to use up a little bit more of those tires for that short run speed. 32 gets a little loose off of turn 2. You saw that there. He had to go and defend low. Didn't want that 31 to get below him. That's going to, the 31 washes up the track. That's going to allow the 2 car, Trans Am Blue, to get right underneath him going down into turn 2. Well, that's not going to be enough for the 2. He wants second position as well. He jumps to the bottom of Jason. The 10 car also trying to capitalize and get down there. That's Perky in that 10. And look who's behind him. That's the 4 of Bulldog. He's already cracked into the top 5 early on after starting outside the top 10. He takes it 3
wide for third place.
3 wide. Fantastic display of driving by that young man. He goes to the bottom. Perky gets in the wall, has to get out of the throttle. Jason also got in the wall there, had to get out of the throttle as well. Move Bulldog up to, I believe he's up to now position P number 3. Working there, trying to get up to Chase, though, who has just left these guys in the dust. That's going to be Z right there in the 9 car, watching that battle in front of him as those 2 Fords duke it out.
At the apron. Oh, wow. Some contact for third place here as Smoke Fan tries to get around Bulldog. Now, you got to remember, both these cars started in the back 2 rows, so they have quickly made their way up to 3rd and 4th position. But you got to watch out for that apron. With tires here, especially being on the mine, you can see the cars just bumping their way through the corners. When you hit that apron, it just scrubs so much percentage off your tires. So I think a lot of the guys may be riding back trying to save a little bit of tires. And I think we're going to see some interesting stuff here coming up on the first pit stop, which should be in just a couple laps, I think.
It's going to be about 12 laps according to Mr. Bulldog's pit reader. He does look like he's running a bit lower of a gear. He's only turning about 6 grand of RPM, so I fully expect him to maybe be thinking of some fuel strategy in mind as they got about, we'll say 33 laps to go here in the stage, but an awesome battle, duking it out. We've seen a lot of the front runners drop to the back, but that's not the case for Chase. He has stayed steady out front and to the lead, but I do notice that 4 car starting to drop off the pace just a little bit. You could tell he's saving, and I'm watching that as he's streaming. He's definitely rolling that throttle, having a lot of off throttle time. But for Chase, man, it is full pedal to the metal. That foot is to the floorboard. He is going for it all here as he is out to about a 2-second lead there. Battle side by side for second. Now Bulldog, after getting up to that top 5 position, has already dropped back to P11, P12. About 11 laps to go here until he has to pit, so I expect for Chase might only be about 9 laps or so. There is your 2nd and 3rd place runners respectively. That's going to be Smoke Fan in the 14. I knew he was hiding something. He's already up to P2 after starting shotgun on the field, getting all the way up to that P2 position. That's going to be the 2 of Trans Am Blue up to P3 as well. He started mid-pack, got up there, and the 21 car of Scotty, he's going to be in P4. They're now separated pretty decently. Scotty has the battle for position behind him, a couple cars lined up, but he's still able to keep it out front of that group. I believe that is the 43 behind him. G Sensi also coming from the back, making his way to the front. But now our in-race guy, Bulldog, he's P last, Matt. He's certainly pulling some strategy.
And I think you may be right on that one. We all saw Bulldog pull all the way up to P3 and then fall back like a rock. So I got to think that he's probably just testing out the limits of his car, see how really good they are. And I think he just wants to try to just save some tire, fall back. He knows his car is good, as he demonstrated as he went right to the front. As you see G-Sensi now making a move on Scotty for, I believe, that is 4th place. But I think he's just going to ride back, try to save some tire, and maybe pull some strategy here at the end of stage 1. But we all know he has a great car.
We absolutely moved G-Sensi up to the P4 spot. Moved Jerem Gornick up to P5. That 88 machine, the Exalta Maroon, going to move up there. And then the 9 of Z, he's going to be moving up to P6. Scotty falling back to P7. Chiza in P8 there, just a little bit behind in that. I love that car, man. I forget what the brand name is. I think it's like, isn't it Igloo or whatever, but the popsicles, that's such a cool car. I love that car.
The drinks that we
Little Hugs, the drinks, yes, that's what I was thinking of.
Ah, man, that brings back so much nostalgia seeing that car on track, and a fantastic recovery so far. Early in the race, we saw Chiza brush the wall a little bit and fall all the way back to the tail end. So he's recovering very nicely and getting right back in contention for this race.
Absolutely, as we're still on board here with Scotty, because there's not any battles out front. This is the battle for fourth. You got 4 fantastic automobiles set up here, 3 Chevys and a Ford. You got G Sensi, last week's winner, and your current point leader by default, leading that group from the P4 position. Jerem Gornick, new name, same results. He's still up at the front in that 5th position. You got Scotty looking, though, trying to get back those positions he lost about a lap ago. Still sitting there in P6 with Z in P7. They're separating themselves from that group. So now we got 3 solo cars and 2 groups of 4. And then way in the back, you had a group of 2. Now it's just a couple individuals. Bulldog was drafting there with Jason, and Jason left him high and dry because Bulldog is running at such a conservative pace right now that he's falling all the way back. So we see the 10 car, Perky, get a little bit loose there coming off turn 4, turn 2. I'm sorry, might have been signaling that he's going to pit, but we'll check in with this other group of 4. That's going to be the 17 of Chiza, the 48 as well, and then Galen in the 13 running there in that second group, and that's McMurky in the 48. I forgot name change on that one as well, as he looks to the inside of Chiza. He's hugging that yellow line, though, man. I'll tell you what, that was a fantastic pass. It's hard to do, especially on old tires, now that we're about 15, 16 laps into this race. When you're hugging that yellow line coming off the turn, it's easy for the rear tires to kind of over-rotate and beat the front end to the turn there. But that 48 executing a true power move, getting around him, looks to try and reel in the 9 car of Z and the 21 of Scotty out in front of him. But out front, it's still same song and dance. Chase, still your leader. No pressure from behind, has been able to kind of keep the same gap, if you will, with Smoke in them, but they're heading on to pit road now. G Sensi's going to be the one staying out, but Chase definitely getting into pit road high.
The 21 coming onto pit road.
Scotty spun there. Don't know if he got on the brakes too late. This is a hard pit road to enter, guys, if you've never done it before. You're coming off that banking at at least 165, maybe even 170 miles per hour, and you want to gain as much time as you can, but it's going to be interesting to see if Chase got a speeding penalty. I don't know for sure if they have black flags on. He definitely got in very, very hot. Smoke Fan got on to pit road, I thought, almost to absolute perfection, but again, we'll just have to see if there's any penalties issued here. So it's going to be interesting, Matt. They've got 22 laps to go in the stage, and only a couple guys have stayed out here. These guys are pitting on lap 19 coming to 20. As we see
and
the
I think both of them just got a speeding penalty as you're watching everyone else drive right by them.
Yeah, the 14 and the 41 are going to have to dig out of a hole early on, speeding on pit road. But the big thing, Matt, the big story is those guys may also have to make an extra pit stop, anybody who pitted this time round, because now, as the laps go, the guys who are sitting in the catbird seat, there's about 7 guys by my count, G Sensi being the leader of that group, that are going to be set to make this stage on only a one-stopper. Everybody who just pitted there that we saw is going to have to make an additional stop unless they really want to back their pace down, because they only went 19 laps. They got to go 22 now. As we're coming down to just past the halfway point of the stage. We see the 4 Bulldog off the pace. He has not pitted yet. He's running a conservative pace, trying to ensure that he is good on that one-stopper strategy, but G Sensi continues to be your leader, as it looks like he's getting ready to head down to pit road and is down pit road right now. Not too many cars following him. We'll try to get you an updated running order here as we go along, once my boy Bulldog either goes to that leaderboard or he rotates and becomes the leader, hopefully. We'll see. He still remains on track, so the number 4 car should be your leader. He's got 7% on that right rear tire as he's making a lap. I hope he's got enough to make that thing last. But he's your leader as he has stretched that fuel and, more importantly, that tire the longest on this first badge of pit stops. 31 car is going to be in second place right now, but he is still on pit road along with G Sensi. Bulldog's getting ready to... he's still going. Oh, my goodness. He's only got 5% on that tire, Matt. He's not going to have too much left. Flash
He's
9, you see him
really going to
keep
have to
the pit
take it
road.
easy coming down pit road here, but I think he made a really smart strategy move with just taking it easy. You know the driver's got to be screaming for tires now, but he's going to get back out there and he's going to be running almost a second faster than everybody else. As we're going to watch him enter pit road probably this lap, and we're going to see if he blows a tire or not.
He's going to have to enter pit road at a snail's pace. He gets in there nice and easy, does it. I don't think he blew a tire, so I think
he
he's
did
up
either.
there. He'll be able to run
Fantastic pit
100% full out in this final stint of first stage here. He did make it on 0 tire. He did not receive any damage, so he did very well there. He entered literally as it turned to 0. I watched that. He
Awesome.
did a nice
That
piece of
reminds me of
driving
one of the
there.
league races that I did way back then, where I entered pit road and 3 of my tires were on 1%. That's just how close you got to cut it sometimes if you really want to make your strategy work. And I think if you're Bulldog right now and you just made that extra lap and came in with 1%, I think I just won myself a stage if I'm him, because now I can go out there and just track everybody else down that didn't just make that same strategy call that I just did for the beginning of stage 1.
Well, we'll have to see what happens, but G-Sensi only went 1 or 2 laps less than him and was over half a track in front of him. So even if G-Sensi had to save a little bit, because he cut the stage pretty much virtually in half, so I think he's clean and green to go to the end. But the 32 of Jason, or I'm sorry, the two of Trans Am Blue is actually your current race leader. He is almost about to lap the 4 car of Bulldog, so that'll be interesting how that distance and interval changes. But the 2 Trans Am Blue, your leader here, as we got only about 17, 18 laps to go here. We had a couple speeding penalties, though, that got handed out. Looks like Chiza had one. It looks like Jerem Gornick also had a speeding penalty. And then, of course, we saw Scotty spin on to pit road as well. They are mired in the back. That is 14th, 13th, 12th, and 11th, respectively. So those guys already digging themselves an early hole here. But plenty of time to get out of it, as we're still just a little bit over halfway here in Stage 1 from the Outlaw Racing League here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. These guys doing a fantastic job so far. Clean and green since the beginning. They got onto pit road with very, very little incident. Just one car getting spun around there as he got onto pit road. That was the 21 of Scotty. But he's currently sitting in P11, so he's still right there where he needs to be and should stay on the lead lap, hopefully going into Stage 2. To recover from that. Your leader still, though, the 2 car of Trans Am Blue, having a fantastic run right now, just being able to manage kind of how the race has been put into his lap. A lot of the front runners, Smoke Fan, Chase, Scotty, Jerem Gornick running into issues, having speeding penalties going down into pit road. He's been able to manage that perfectly and is out to that early lead, quite a distance there he's got over the next competitor. I can't even tell who that is.
I think that's Perky sitting
right
there
now
in the second position with Mac in the 48 right behind him. I think they're just starting to track him down, but I think everybody's just got to take it easy because they raced so hard in the beginning of Stage 1 that they got to save the rest of those laps. Because you got to think about it. If you're forced to come down and make that second stop, you're going to get 2 stage breaks, but it almost might ruin your race, as you know you're about to go 1 or even 2 laps down if you have to make that second pit stop.
Right, and that's going to be the question and the debate for these drivers that had to pit on those first 2 laps when the pit window kind of opened there on lap 20 and 21, because you have to go a longer distance now. You've got to go 21 laps or 22 laps in some cases. And for all 3 of these drivers here, for that 2 car, the 10 car, and the 48, they're on that strategy right now. They were the first to come to pit road. They now have to decide, are they going to try to save those extra 2 to 3 laps of tires that they need to go without doing a pit stop, or did they try and go here just for a 2 tire stop on pit road? No idea who our P4 car is, but I would gather to imagine that's probably G-Sensi. Yeah, and I think he's right now sitting in the absolute catbird seat. He had the pace there in that first half of this stage where he was able to cut the stage almost perfectly in half. Stayed out. He's got the fresher tire, so he's running down the 2. He's running down the 10. He's running down the 48. And we know if anybody's good to go in this stage aside from Bulldog, it's going to be that 43. So I think your stage winner is probably going to be that 43 here, barring any additional issues from anybody else or any on-track incidents. but I think the 43 is absolutely sitting in the catbird seat, ready to pounce.
And I think you might be right, as that 43 is just sucking up to that 48 and the 10s draft of Perky and Mac. And I think if they all get together, the 43 can give them just enough push to maybe track down the leader and get some draft up on them.
As we see now, the 48, McMurky going to need to get it going here because he sees a 43 getting bigger and bigger in his mirror. Now, they are running down that 2 car of Trans Am Blue a little bit. Perky and the 48 working together there, trying to get up to the front. Watching here, trying to catch in with the in-race reporter, see what he's
I think the 48 is coming to pit road.
48 is coming to pit road, so he's fully committed to doing that second stop here. Now, he might be able to stay on the lead lap. I think the pace with how many laps there are left to go, about 8 laps here in this stage, should be able to unlap himself, if not be in that lucky dog position.
And there's Scotty following right behind. I think that might be a smart decision, maybe pitting a couple laps before you really need to, and just have that little bit of fresh tire to maybe keep yourself 1 lap down and not try to hurt your night too badly.
Yeah, and I'll tell you who's on an absolute tear, though, as we expected. It's Bulldog. He's coming up from P14. He's already up to P8 now in just a couple laps, being on the freshest tires of everybody. Don't think he's going to have enough time to even get close and run down the 43. He'll probably give it a shot, though. But he's about still a half track behind the 43. Still just a little bit too much of a deficit to overcome. But I think he ensured himself at least a top 2, top 3 finish here in stage 1 to get some valuable points that he lost.
And there goes our leader into pit road, Trans Am Blue. He took it down pit road.
They have committed to pitting here, and that was with 6 to go, Matt. So we're down to the nitty gritty. These guys might just be taking 2 tires, but again, 43 car is now your new leader of the stage. As we're trying to get you a second place driver as soon as we can. There's the 48 coming out of pit road. Bulldog doesn't like to use his menu of the running order, so I usually have to guess as he's passing people.
It's all right.
He just passed. He just passed Chase for the 6th position, as there's G Sensi coming to 4 to go here. Just took 4 to go there.
And one of the big things that I've noticed from this is if you just looked on pit road, you can see G Sensi going around and lapping Trans Am. So I gotta imagine if G Sensi can, and Bulldog and whoever else decides to one-stop this, if they make it all the way to the end of the stage, and if this race even goes caution-free, you almost got a top 5 bed made, because you pretty much trapped everybody else a lap down.
Right, and that's the biggest thing. And right now, Bulldog is sitting in P5. He's 18 seconds back of G Sensi and not getting any closer here, as it's 3 to go, coming to 2 to go this time by. Watching a couple other competitors, we got the 9 car Z and the 13 Galen. They're going to be racing side by side here on the back straightaway. 13 lets the 9 pop up. They're going to be right behind Flash 9 there in the 31. Still trying to get you a P2 through at least P4 competitor here.
I think you're looking at the battle from 3rd to 5th, but I could be wrong, as I'm probably mistaken, as there's probably some lap cars in there.
Well, we'll find out here very shortly, because it's 2 to go in the stage. G Sensi taking 2 to go here. This time, still a hearty lead over the rest of the competition. Bulldog's tire light just came on, so I know he's going to be good to go for these final 2 laps. He won't have to worry here about shredding that right rear tire, which is the name of the game here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. But G Sensi taking the white flag now here in stage 1. You can't say he was just kind of riding around in a tractor gear, because he was up there in the top 5 for a good portion of this stage. He capitalized on the strategy, has a fantastic balanced setup where he's got speed, but he's also got great tire wear. G Sensi going through turns 3 and 4, he's going to easily trap a good majority of his competitors a lap down as he comes down to the completion of stage numero uno. Mark it, G Sensi is your stage 1 winner. We'll get you the rest of the stage finish here momentarily as we wait for the competitors to cross the line.
Yeah, what a great season so far for G Sensi, coming out and winning the Outlaw Racing Daytona 500, and now backing it up, saying
that's
that Daytona
called
was
max points. Max points, baby.
Yeah.
He's putting it on.
Drivers I know probably feels a bit snubbed by the Pro League pick, but he's showing up and he's showing out here in the Outlaw Nation Racing.
Well, we'll get you a top 5 here. You were correct, Matt. That was your battle for 5th. The 31 of Flash 9 did get 2nd. Galen got 3rd. and Z got 4th. Bulldog coming in P5. Jerem Gornick held on there, got P6, was able to save after getting that speeding penalty. Smoke Fan actually able to survive in P7. Jason P8. Chiza P9. It's Your Bro Chase was P10. He was the first car a lap down. He'll be getting your lucky dog. So there will be only 10 cars on the lead lap here when we come to the start of stage 2, which will be 41 laps. Matt, so I'm expecting fully the same thing we just saw here, barring any incidents and cautions. It's going to come down to strategy, and it's going to come down to that 43. And I think he might have it because now he's got even better track position, this time by. But we get ready for the green
flag. You may be
flag.
right. You got to look at stage 2 as being the same exact thing as stage 1, give or take about 3 laps. So I think you're going to see maybe just a little bit more aggressiveness, especially maybe from Decency, Bulldog. But I think you're just about going to see the same thing if we do go green.
Absolutely, and especially from the guys that are going to be a lap down, like Scotty, like McMurky, Trans Am Blue. Those guys are going to be trying desperately to get back into contention and getting on the lead lap, and they're starting behind all these cars that are going to be a little bit more conservative as far as pace goes. So you're really going to see the aggression amp up here as complete lap number 1. Bulldog ready to pounce already. He's on the back bumper of the 43. He's restarted in P5. He's already up to P2 and peaking. And then right behind him, I think that might be, Matt, confirm for me, I think that's Smoke Fan right behind him as well. Those guys work together from the back of the field.
Jason in the 32, and then Scotty, I believe, one lap down at 4th. But what a fantastic restart, as you've seen on the full lap, pretty much 2 by 2 by 2, all the way down in the back. No one's giving an inch, all trying to get the lead. As you see Bulldog now sniffing from the lead for Andre Decency. He says, no more Savo. We're going straight to the lead, as he's going to maybe move him up the racetrack, or Decency's going to get tight. But as you're going to see Bulldog go for the lead here with It's Your Bro Chase in the 41, and Scotty all going to make the move under him.
They're going to try to get underneath him, but remember that 21, that 41, that is not a battle for position. That is a battle of lap down cars just trying to get their lap back, going by Decency there to put themselves in prime position to recapture that lost lap. Jason gets shuffled back. He shuffles to the back of the field behind most of the top 5 and the lap cars there. As Decency goes high, tries to get out of the way, lets Perky and Chiza go. And there's 2 Trans Am Blue, also a lap down underneath him. Smoke Fan now looking underneath, as it looks like Decency might be getting ready to fall out of the top 5, might already be putting that car into max save mode to make sure that he's good here should they have pit stops. So far, fantastic, absolutely fantastic racing from these guys. Atlanta is honestly a very hard track to race at, just because it's so bottom lane dependent. But you got to give credit to these guys. They're some of the best on PS4, and they are certainly showing it now. So we got a battle for the first car, a lap down that lucky dog position. It's Your Bro Chase, your pole sitter going to the outside of Scotty in the 21.
But you wide for the lead.
You saw that 4 car kicking into fuel gear. You just saw it there coming off turn 4. He gives up the lead to the 17 Chiza, and the 21 and the 41 are able to gain their lap back. The 2 Trans Am Blue looking to also do the same. Contact there. I'm trying to figure out. Oh, Chase is back on the lead lap. He got the lucky dog.
So Chase is the leader right now, right?
Chase is the leader.
Yeah.
Chase is the leader. My mistake. I corrected that myself. I'm proud of that. So anyway, the 41 gets in front of the 21 though, puts him back a lap down. The 17 Cheese is going to be in P2 as Bulldog is starting to fall as he's getting ready to save because he sees the bigger picture here at the end of stage 2. If they lapped 4 cars in stage 1, they can at least lap, I think, maybe 2 to 3 more and maybe put some guys 2 laps down, which would be a
Chiza making a big move. As you've seen in stage 1, no one even got close to It's Your Bro Chase in the beginning of stage 1. Now, everybody's a little bit more packed up as you've seen Chiza just make the move and just glide right around him for that lead.
It was a fantastic display of driving there, going off into turn number 1, was able to secure the lead there from Chase. Now they're running single file against that wall, getting ready to go down into turn number 3. You got a side-by-side battle for that lucky dog position. That's the 2 of Trans Am Blue and the 21 of Scotty. Give that position to Trans Am. So should we get a yellow? He's sitting pretty, but a battle for the lead now as Chase gets the better of Chiza this time. Heading down into turn number 1. Chiza going to try and arc it out on the outside. maybe get the pull from the 41 and go and pull back up to the rear bumper of that Stewart Haas Racing Ford. Going to be single file here, about 9-10 cars deep. So we've got everybody running nose to tail. Fantastic display that they're doing right here. As we're still just early on here in stage 2, not much has changed. G-Sensi, though, looking to get back into position. He's already back into the 3rd position as that 2-car of Trans Am Blue is still 1 lap down. Chase and Chiza, your front 2. G-Sensi looking to get the better of that 2-car and get out in front of him. There he goes to the inside, peeking to the inside, might be able to get under Trans Am here and get in a little better positioning. Going to be trying to do that so he can keep up with those front 2 as we had a car get into the wall there just a little bit. Couldn't make out a number. We'll try to get that for you momentarily. Matt updates the graphic there for you to represent the stage we're really in. Kind of blocks my view a little bit, but still fantastic job by these gentlemen. They're doing a fantastic job. I cannot stress that enough. It's easy for a lot of people to think that racing at Atlanta might be one of the easiest things to do that you ever do in NASCAR. It truthfully isn't. This is a tough racetrack on tires, as we've seen by stage 1. It's a tough track with a draft that just pulls you around, gives you these tremendous runs going into turns. It's so easy that, you don't want to dive bomb the guy in front of you, but you don't want the guy behind you to dive bomb you. So you're trying to manage those gaps all the time. There's constantly a lot of evaluation you have to do about your surroundings. These guys are doing a fantastic job. As it's your bro Chase, the pole sitter, your Miami 10K winner, still out to a good lead right now. Just about a car length separating him from Chiza, but Chiza just able to stick with him right here. As Bulldog has worked his way up to P6, he's still trying to save some right rear tire. He's down to 34% already. 8 laps to go there on the fuel tank for him as he's working with the 10 car of Perky, trying to get back up to these leaders.
Yes, Tyler, and I think everybody's they've seen what happened in stage 1, and I think everybody's kicking it into maybe a little bit more of a conservative style. If I'm correct, it looks like G-Sensi has made his way all the way back up into 4th place. So it looks like he's probably good on fuel and tires, and I think he might be here in the lead in just a couple laps.
Yeah, actually, and he's still running in the P3 spot, that 2-car Trans Am Blue, your lucky dog position right now. He's still a lap down as there's a little bit of battle back there for what would be the 4th and 5th position. Looks like Smoke Fan is able to get out in front of that group along with the 13 of Galen and the 4-car of Bulldog. They're battling together. Perky as well in that battle. Here goes Trans Am to the bottom of Chiza, trying to see the leader in his crosshairs and get his lap back the hard way. Working with all his might, but the tire light just came on from Bulldog. Get ready, Matt, because we're going to have some pit stops forthcoming here.
I think we're going to see a lot of drivers head down pit road this lap. I know Bulldog saved some tires and some gas. I don't know where exactly we are on the stage right now, but I think we're about to see
25 laps to go already. 25 laps to go already. So they're clicking off laps pretty quick, but remember, the magic number here we're looking for is you got to get within 22 laps to go if you want to have a shot. 23 is a bit of a stretch for some of these guys, unless they've been full on fuel and tire saving, like absolutely just rolling through the center of the turn and not getting on the throttle to the last possible second to not use up that right rear.
And that
but I'll tell you,
me a bit. Everybody stayed out that lap as we see G-Sensi coming. I think that's a signal from Chase, and he's going to be pitting this time. Let's see if he can blow it down and not get a black flag, as we're going to be on board with him. Oh, there's contact!
Oh! He bottled up there a little bit. He got up into the middle groove there as he was getting ready to pit. I feared that was going to happen. He signaled, but he still bumped up to the middle lane on pit entry. It looked like everybody was able to keep it clean on the racetrack. G-Sensi did get put through the grass by Trans Am Blue. It also put Chiza into the wall. So there's been a little bit of discombobulation from the leaders there as they head down the back straightaway, getting ready for another lap of pit stops. That was at 24 to go. So again, we'll be seeing here. It looks like Bulldog is your current leader. He's going to be pitting.
Pit road. Oh, Trans Am spun coming onto pit road.
Oh no, it goes from bad to worse for Trans Am Blue, who was leading in stage 1 there for a lot of it. He spun getting onto pit road. He hit The 41, as he was heading on the pit road, just absolute pandemonium here, breaking out as pit stops have begun. But we see the usual suspects still out there on the racetrack. The 43 of G Sensi, as well as a couple other competitors, Galen, Jason as well. They're still out there.
I believe that
Who's-
Smoke Fan is now taking the lead for the first time tonight.
Yeah, Smoke Fan has yet to pit, so he's learned something from that first stage and has been able to put on the extra lap. So I think you're good here. Update on Bulldog, he had a speeding penalty.
Oh, that's
so
not what you want to see. That's
The speeding
definitely not
police
what you
have
wanna
caught
see.
their next victim. Bulldog is going to be involved in that, unfortunately, as it looks like. Anybody going to pit? Looks like they're all going to pit. Oh, the 13 just gets
Comes
off the
everybody
brake
down
hard.
pit road.
The 13 was able to put a power move there on G Sitsi for a little bit. Everybody gets onto pit road clean. Didn't look like anybody was speeding, but everybody pitting here with about 21 laps to go, so they should all be good to go. Going to be questioning on Bulldog. He's got to go 22 laps to make it to stage's end, plus with the speeding penalty. It's going to be tough for that young man to stay on the lead lap, but if anybody could do it, I think it's going to be him. We're also going to have the 2 at Trans Am Blue who had issues, was already a lap down. We'll have to see if he'll be okay. But Chase, again, pitted the first of that round of guys coming down pit road, so it'll be interesting to see how his tire management is going to be here at the end of stage 1 as everybody gets off pit
Well,
road
there's
a
some
couple
contact
side by
coming
side.
off of pit road between the 88 and the 9 car. They're definitely going to lose a couple seconds, but it looks like they kept it all under wraps. As you've seen a couple cars come out of pit road, actually merged into each other. It looks like everyone's going to escape with little to no damage on that aspect.
Yeah, and good job there by the 13 and the 32. They were side by side coming off pit road. They were able to get that squared away. But the 41 is your race leader out in front of him, not too far ahead though, is that for a Bulldog and the 2 Trans Am Blue. They're already looking to go for Trans Am another lap down, and for Bulldog going 1 lap down as we're getting to the waning parts of stage number 2. So far it's been fast, action packed. Biggest action on the racetrack has been actually going on to pit road. So that's been pretty fantastic to watch from these guys. But Chase out to a hardy lead, getting those fresh tires early. I do expect Smoke Fan and company to reel him in, though, because I do not expect him to be good to go to stage's end without having to at least save a little bit of right rear tire, given the pace we've seen that 41 run all afternoon.
Yes, and the 41 of Ichibro Chase has had an amazing race. Dominated the first portion of stage 1, dominated the first portion of stage 2. But you got to think, when you make that extra pit stop, it puts you in that position to just ruin the entire race for you. He got lucky and got the lucky dog actually in stage 1, but I'm scared if he has to do it again with the competition, if he doesn't get that lucky dog, I think his race might be over. So the top running, definitely the best car in the entire field, as you see, he has just completely gapped everyone else in the entire field. Could actually lose this race because of tire management.
Absolutely, and that's, again, going to be the interesting thing to see. Important to note right now, we got 10 cars on the lead lap. Your last car on the lead lap is Bulldog, and I'm watching that gap between him and the leader. The 4 car is in full save mode right now, and that 41 certainly is not. He is getting ready to lap the 4 car here soon. Scotty Bell, the first car lap down right now as we look at it, and then Perky is also a lap down. I didn't catch that earlier. Cheesa running in P9, Flash 9 in the 31. He's going to be P8. Cheesa is also very close to being a lap down here, as we see the 41 of Chase put Bulldog 1 lap down after a speeding penalty that Bulldog acquired, getting on to pit road there a couple laps ago here. As we're in stage 2 with coming to 15 to go this time. There will be 15 laps to go. Bulldog sees 15 on the fuel light, but it's not the fuel light you got to be worried about. It's that tire light. So he's going to have to back off that pace, because I've noticed even when he's in full save, he has to that right rear tire screaming with about 3 laps left on fuel. So he's going to have to keep an eye out there. Maybe trying to maintain that gap between the leaders and stay the first car lap down might be in his best interest right now, to avoid having to save an additional lap. But great battle here. We've seen Z and company around all together all night. I believe that's the 88 behind them of Jerem Gornick, sitting right there behind him. And I think that is the 31 Behind them, if I'm not mistaken, Flash 9. So this is your battle for P7. Z being in P7, Gornick P8, and Flash 9 being in P9 there. Or, I'm sorry, P8, so move this up to the battle for P6. Chiza is actually P9. Doing the best we can without a tool. I wish I had a tool or an active running order, but I got to give a big shout out to Bulldog for streaming because he's been so helpful, giving me at least a little bit of insight on what's going on here on the racetrack as we see Jason and G Sensi going by him as he continues to falter, being a lap down and having been one of the first cars to pit road there. G Sensi now battling Go Fast Jason there. I believe this is going to be your battle for P2. If not, it's probably P3. These guys being your front runners. There's Smoke Fan right behind them, having a fantastic run after running shotgun on the field, following that 43. Ain't a bad strategy. We've seen him work his way to the front plenty of times early on in this race, going from basically a seesaw back to the front, to the back to the front. That 43 car, though, has a great, well-balanced setup for the short and long run. Those guys now running single file, trying to see if they can catch and close the gap to Chase. It all hasn't really happened. They're still about 3 to 4 seconds behind him, though, as we see that gaggle of cars heading down through turns 3 and 4, coming off of turn 4 here to the start-finish line. Going to be about 12 laps to go in this stage. And if you're just joining us, your stage 1 winner was G Sensi, pulling out a little bit of strategy as It's Your Bro Chase, your pole sitter, and some other of the fast hot rods had to pit twice in stage 1 that or do a really extreme fuel saving maneuver. That 43 was set up for this kind of positioning. He was able to capitalize on a one-stop strategy and win stage 1. So your Daytona winner gets an early stage victory, looking to try to pick up stage 2 as well as he's leading the group of cars that were the last to pit here. You saw the 32 Jason falling back. You wonder if he's going to start having a safe tire now. If he's looking down at the tachometer, seeing that he's got a little bit, he's got to save to get to the end here as we're at 9 laps to go. This actually should be 8 laps to go.
Murky on pit road, so I think the pit stops are just starting to cycle in now. We're going to see where It's Your Bro Chase is going to fall. If he managed to save some tires and gas, I doubt it. But we're just going to see when he decides to pit and where he comes out and where he's going to stay with at the end of the stage.
Absolutely. We'll be following along with Chase to see if he has to pit or if he tries to back down that pace. But tell you what, the way that young man's driving, I don't think he knows what going less than 100% even means. He is out to an outrageous lead right now. Well over a quarter of a track, just really putting it on these guys. You can't say that the 41 didn't earn the pole this evening. He's certainly had the fastest race car. It just might come down to that tire balance that might keep this young man from victory lane this evening as he heads down through turn number 3. Doesn't look like he's going to be pitting yet, if at all.
Here he is. He's coming down this time by.
Just as I say that, he slows up and he hits pit road. Move the 43 to the lead.
Now we're going to
43 will put your leader
on It's Your Bro Chase. While he makes a pit stop, we're going to see where he comes out at the end of pit road to see if he can stay on the lead lap. He had such a fantastic lead. You said like a quarter to a half a track over G Sensi, so you know that he's got to love that. Fastest car on track. He's going to have some fresh tires and a will to get back onto the lead lap for stage 3.
And they're coming to 5 to go here. G Sensi will be taking the 5 to go. Smoke Fan was in P2. Perky in the 10 is actually a lap down, but is currently sitting in that lucky dog spot.
So he is one lap down right there. So he's been passed by Galen, Leader, and Scotty right there. Scotty in the 21. That's who he's got to fight.
He's got to get to that 21.
And there's contact between him and Beast. And there's more contact between him and Flash 9.
Oh, he merged on the racetrack just a little too quick. He needed to keep it down on the bottom or in the middle lane, and unfortunately just merged right into the path of the 88 of JRM Gornick. Gornick having nowhere to go.
Gonna pit. That's gonna put It's Your Bro Chase back in the lucky dog spot. You know he's gotta absolutely love that, as he knows he's now back in the lucky dog spot, as Perky also has to make an unfortunate pit stop. That's gonna definitely end their night for the win, unless we see a bunch of cautions in stage 3, but I highly doubt it. We've had a fantastic race so far, 2 by 2 by 2, all through the night. No cautions so far, and I expect stage 3 to be kind of the same.
Yeah, I expect it to be more or less the same as what we've seen, but here's Chase getting ready to set up Jerem Gornick. Gornick not going to make it easy. Probably a little upset with him after putting him in the wall there after Chase came out of pit road and went right to that outside lane, putting the 88 in the wall, making the 88 lose a couple of valuable positions there.
I wouldn't have
but
been surprised either if I would have seen some contact. I definitely think I would have after that bad merge attempt. But props to JRM Gormick. He let him by. He knew he was just faster. So props to him for not losing his mind. And at the end of the day, they both got race cars. They both didn't lose any positions.
Keeping his cool. So we go back to your leader, G Sensi. He should have taken the 2 to go this time, so he's getting ready with a battle with Smoke Fan, though. This is going to be your battle for the stage win. Let's not forget about old Smoke. He's learned from that first stage, and he's got some strategy, too, as he saved his tires. Now he takes the lead as they're going to be coming down here. I think this should be the white flag of the stage. Smoke Fan, though, getting way out in front of G Sensi. You wonder if he had to look at the tire gauge there and maybe save a little bit, or if Smoke's trying to pull a fast one over him and get out in front. Go down the back straightaway. G Sensi not able to close the gap still. A car length and a half, but he dives it down into turn numbers 3 and 4. He's going to try to get the lead here as they're coming off of turn 4. Not able to no avail. Give it to the league owner. Smoke Fan going to be your stage 1 winner. G Sensi going to pick up P2 in that stage. What a fantastic race to the finish there. Smoke Fan pulling one over on them all there. He was laying in the weeds, just hanging behind G Sensi that whole stage, and then able to pounce at the right time and get out in front. Bulldog actually blew a tire, it looked like, or had to pit. He had to pit there on the white flag of the stage, so there will be a penalty there for the 4 car through in game, I think. That'll put him to the back of the longest line. He was lapped down, but he was going to blow
Yeah, you
that
definitely
right rear
hate
tire.
to see that from Bulldog and a lot of the other people that had to take 2 stops. But what a run from Smoke Fan. Started dead last on the night, missed qualifying, had some other prior activities planned. But man, he has wasted no time coming right to the front, and he is going to be your stage 2 winner.
Yeah, I'll say a fantastic display for him. I know he was just excited as all get out to get out of Daytona, and you could tell why. He's got a fast hot rod here tonight. We'll get you that stage finish wrap up if I can. My in-race reporter was on pit road at the end of the stage, so it's penalizing him 45 seconds for pitting at the end of that stage. The game does not like it when you do that, Mr. Bulldog. So they're upset with you. But I think the 13 of Galen got P3 there, and Z got P4. Those guys were able to put it on. We do have an early retiree. It looks like the 48 of McMurky did call it a night. Virtual Blown Motor will call it on the 48 as we're waiting for this stage to finish up here. Bulldog was actually able to get P10, Cheese a P8, Chase P9. I believe Chase should be on the lead lap in P9. He'll be your lucky dog recipient.
There we go.
Up to the front. Smoke Fan, the leader.
For stage 3.
And we head to the green flag. So Bulldog took the wave around. Scotty Bell 2 laps down. Trans Am Blue 2 laps down as there's 13 cars remaining here in the Outlaw 500 at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Smoke Fan, your leader. Galen in P2, but G Sensi trying to get back up to where he was in stage 1. Looks to the inside of the 13. Going to be looking and peeking down there as they're side by side all throughout the pack, except for up front where it counts. Smoke Fan out to an early 2 car length lead here as we've just begun stage number 1, or stage number 3, lap number 1 here is G Sensi goes to the inside there of Galen, able to get around and get up to P2 and try to hang with Smoke Fan. Now these guys haven't been the fastest all evening, but they've been the smartest and well balanced of the pack as we've got one car dipped way low there below the yellow. We'll get try to get a report on what's going on with that.
Scotty got a little bit loose coming off of turn 2. Saved it. He's going to get back on track. He'll be all right. But Smoke Fan really out to a good lead here, followed by Jasinski. I think the tire saving is all done for him as now he wants to get Smoke back for stealing his stage 2 victory and stealing his thunder.
Yeah, absolutely. Here goes G Sensi peeking to the bottom of Smoke Fan. Looking to the inside, Galen going with the 43-43. Will clear the 14 here as they're coming
Oh,
off,
and
but
he's
the
going to leave him out
13.
to dry, and Galen's going to go for the lead, but don't count out Beast of Asgard. Look at the fantastic run he got as Smoke slams the door on him, and I think Beast is going to slam him back.
Oh,
He's going
he
to
slammed the door. He slammed the door, but I tell you what, Beast held it right against that yellow line as they're 3 wide here for P3. Jerem Gornick on the bottom, Chiza in the middle, Perky right behind them, and then Smoke Fan. All fantastic drivers racing side by side here, completing another lap here in stage 3. Great job. Now we're starting to see that speed from Jerem Gornick really start to show. But I'm going to expect that we're going to see a 41 pop up here any minute that's going to try and steal this thunder and get through him. Oh, as Smoke Fan goes to the inside of Perky. Still 3 wide here as they head down to 3. The 10 car makes a little bit of contact with Chiza. Smoke Fan able to pull out in front.
Fantastic move.
That was a perfect
move by Smoke Fan. That's definitely the move of a champion right there. He went all the way from the outside, cleared himself down, went to the inside, passed 2 cars. Now you're right back in the lead and everyone's fighting for the positions behind you. What a fantastic move by our champion.
Yeah, that was absolute precision and capitalization of a good moment there. Smoke Fan now with the 2-car Trans Am Blue. He's a couple laps down. He's looking to the inside there. That is not a battle for position, but the rest of this pack all tightly wound up as Galen and G Sensi trying to get away from this action because they know there are a couple fast Fords behind them in this group. You got Chase, you've got Trans Am, you've got Perky, you got a lot of fast drivers there that are in that pack. That are going to want to try to take that track position away from you that you earned. But coming off of turn number 2, everybody getting close to the wall. Smoke Fan sees it, gets to the bottom there. Jerem Gornick goes to the bottom, is going to try to get back on throttle. The 88 not cutting him any brakes. They're side by side, door to door here. So coming off of turn 4, down the tri-oval. Smoke able to get the better of him. Now Z going to try to make the move on the 88 as well and should clear him here down into turn number 1. Galen, though, your current leader, been up front most of the night, but now really showing it as he's gotten to the lead for the first time. So try to get you a lap count here. We're going to have 68 laps remaining, coming to 67 laps remaining. So probably about a 3 pit stop race for these guys. And unfortunately, Matt, that's where we see most of the issues. So these guys are just going to have to try and manage it as best they can when they're going down pit road.
Oh, as we've got huge contact.
I think we had
tons of cars spinning out. I think the 43 and the I think our leaders got together, checked up a ton, and then the pack behind them, just 2 and 3 wide, had just nowhere to go. And I gotta imagine that that's gonna bring out a yellow.
Yeah, I'm a little confused on what happened there. Yeah, I think it was a little bit of lag incident maybe, or the 43 got into the 13. I see the 43 in the infield.
That's definitely a caution. Everybody's slowing down.
Yeah, so we have our first caution of the evening. These guys run their own cautions, so no surprise there. As Chase and Smoke Fan going at it under yellow here. Maybe a disagreement over some positioning there. But it looks like
you might see a little bit of that. That was 2-3 wide, bumping, banging, and just some really hard racing. As I think Galen might be the culprit of the leg spike that we've seen. But he got the best end of the deal on that one, past the 2 leaders, and now he's in the decisive spot for the lead here.
Yeah, Galen, still your leader. A little bit of lag going on as we see here from that 13 car.
All right, well, let's look away. We'll see who's behind.
And he's dropping to the rear 4 lag. You see, it looks like the body came disconnected from the chassis there, Buck and Bronco, if you will. But everybody getting ready to head onto pit road. This will knock out one of those 3 stops, as I was anticipating. So now they'll have it'll be close. I think they can make it on 2 stops from here. Be about 65, maybe 64 to go.
I see a couple drivers already on pit road. I'm curious to see who they are. I think they're both retirees. Scotty and Murph have retired from the event.
Yeah, the 48 I know had retired from the event. I cannot speak to Scotty. We'll have to check in on that one in a little bit. There will be 64 laps to go here once we go green. So watch it from Bulldog's vantage point. The 13 is lagging going down into pit road.
I noticed.
But the 88 comes out, the victor here, coming out of pit road with the lead.
Pit stop by the JRA
Great
pit crew to get him back out in the lead for the first time tonight, and I think he's in a really good position to where now it's all go, go, go. Don't worry about
And-
tires anymore, and I think he's going to be in a great position for this restart.
Absolutely, and
and
there
drivers
goes
get their laps back
Perky.
up on the top.
Yeah, Perky is able to grab his lap back, but set your front row here for this restart. It's going to be Jerem Gornick in the 88 Exalta machine. He's going to be starting on P1. P2 is going to be It's Your Bro Chase.
He
your
didn't
pole
waste any
sitter.
time coming straight back up from the lead. Got to wave around in stage 1 and stage 2 and managed to put almost a half a track gap on second place. So we all know that he's got a really good setup, really good driver, really good car, and he's going to try and see if he can repeat his luck for stage 3. And I think if this doesn't come down to tire management, I think we're looking at our winner right there in the number 41 car. Just absolutely dominant.
I don't know, 64 laps to go here when they take the green flag. Might be out of that boy Chase's hands. I just don't know that he's going to have enough tire management to be able to do that with the pace he runs. But we get ready for the green flag. Jerem Gornick leads him down here from the start-finish line. 64 laps to go here in the race. He's going to get out to an early advantage over Chase, but we know Chase has a very, very fast hot rod. I fully expect Chase to be in full send mode by the time they come to turn number 3, jockeying for position behind them. Jerem Gornick going to try to protect the bottom.
By Gornick there. I think it's the go-kart line is starting to come into effect here as you're seeing a lot of the drivers start to run low. A lot of the tires are going to start screeching, but I think Gornick is going to do his best to hold off that 41 for as long as he can.
And I just want to say, I just saw him up in frame, get up to P3, and then drop back a little bit. But where the hell did Bulldog come from? He restarted like P10 on that restart. He was already up to P3.
I watched him.
There.
He made a fantastic move coming to the line. I think he passed 4 cars by the time he entered turn 1. Might have jumped. I don't know if there might be any penalties if he did jump it. But what a fantastic move. Just muscled his way through the pack and is now up to the top 5.
Absolutely. But Chase now looking to the inside of that 88 machine of Jerem Gornick. There's Bulldog. He's peeking to the inside of Flash 9 for P4. He's going to get the better of him. Smoke Fan sitting, though. Your stage 2 winner, he's sitting in P3. Chase now able to peek to the inside of Gornick. They're going to be side by side. Now Smoke's going to try to take it 3 wide with the young man. No avail. They're going to be side by side for the lead, though. The 41 should get the advantage here over the 88. Move the 41 to the race lead. Your pole sitter, It's Your Bro Chase, is going to take the lead. Smoke Fan up to P2. Those Stuart Haas Racing Fords just too much for that 88 to overcome now, as he's going to have to file in P4. But Smoke Fan pulls a fast one over on Chase and is able to get to the race lead, as we got a battle for second now. Bulldog and Chase, the 2 young guns, race side by side as they pick to the middle. 3 wide. Chase backs out of it. Lets Bulldog and Smoke battle side by side. Here comes Jerem Gornick looking to the inside of Smoke Fan, trying to get underneath him. Now they're battling side by side. Right behind him, though, that's going to be Flash 9 and Bulldog for that P3 spot. There's Transam Blue in front of them, getting ready to go another lap down after just coming off of pit road. Smoke Fan, though, your leader. But here comes the 31 of Flash 9.
I think one car got just sent into the inside wall. I think that was Jason. Got the really unfortunate end of that, as I think Bulldog just scrubbed the wall and his tires jumped out on him. But
yeah,
still
Bulldog
intense
hit the
battle
wall.
for the lead as your teammate Beast of Asgard, Jerem Gornick, looks at the inside, no outside, no inside again of Smoke Fan to try to retake that lead.
Yeah, Bulldog hit the wall. Jason was inside of him. Bulldog came off the wall, and Jason was almost no more. He did a fantastic job saving that car, but the battle is for second, for third, as It's Your Bro Chase gets to the inside of Jerem Gornick, and they head down through turns 3 and 4. Smoke moves up the track. Here comes Chase. He's going to the inside now. Side by side, battle for the lead in the tri-oval. Smoke gets back to the underneath side, though. He's going to try to pull a crossover move heading down into turn number 1. Smoke drives it in deep, but Chase drives it in even deeper. Bulldog now gets caught on the outside, but here comes Chiza. He's coming out up to P3. That was your Clash winner. He came from nowhere, and now he's up back at the front here
first
at
time
Atlanta.
we've talked about Jesus so far tonight. He looks pretty dominant. I think he's probably happy all the strategies out the window, and he can just run like he knows how to. On the bumper, a Smoke Fan in 3rd place with a little bit of separation down to Jerem Gornick and Jasinski rounding out the top 5. And another move for the lead as Smoke Fan is just going to bump and move It's Your Bro Chase out, and Chiza's going to move to second. So I think Chiza might have a shot for, or might have something for Smoke Fan here in the next couple of laps.
Well, I'll tell you, that was just a little bit of some elbow grease there between the 14 and the 41.
He bumped the
as the
apron,
14.
and here comes a crossover move as It's Your Bro Chase is going to get him back.
They were absolutely dueling and duking it out here at Atlanta. The 41 of It's Your Bro Chase, the 14 of Smoke Fan. Here's Chiza. He wants a little bit of something in this action. The top three starting to separate a little bit from Jerem Gornick, who has also separated himself from the rest of the pack. That's going to be G Sensi leading that. I'll tell you, one driver who's absolutely struggling off turn two is poor Bulldog. He hit the wall for the second time in a row there a couple laps ago, so he's fallen to the back of that pack. But side by side for the lead, they are once again. The 41 clobbers the wall. The 14 able to get out to a sizable lead now. Pull Chiza and Jerem Gornick around. That's going to separate them from Chase. Chase is going to drop back to P4 and almost into the clutches of that next pack. Next pack, though, it's got two familiar faces leading at the 13 of Galen, the 43 of G Sensi. Those guys working together. If the lag stays down, I expect those guys to get back out to the front. But here's the race for the lead. Your top four positions, Smoke Fan, Chiza, 88 of Jerem Gornick gets a little high, has to let Chase go by.
Yeah, Gornick brushes the wall here, but we got a 4-car breakaway. You got to think if they all want to try to help each other, they can almost pull away as they kind of are from that second pack. If you're in that second pack, you got to say, come on, guys, let's try to get this single file so we can catch back up on the leaders. But right now, Smoke Fan, Chiza, It's Your Bro Chase, and Gornick just putting on one hell of a show and just showing everybody how it's done in the Outlaw Nation Series.
They're doing a fantastic job dueling and duking it out, and they're doing a fantastic job in that second pack, staying with a gap that they can try to manage and duking it out there as well. Bulldog has worked his way back up to P6 on the bumper of G Sensi there in a battle for P5. There's 53 laps remaining here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, getting down to the nitty-gritty as Chiza goes for the race lead. He's going to get it over Smoke Fan with some help from Chase. They go down through the tri-oval. Might expect somebody to try a crossover here. Yep,
Yeah,
there it is. Chase sneaking right underneath them on cue. Smoke Fan going to go with him now as they're pulling away from the 88 of Jerem Gornick. They're going to move to a three-way battle for the lead here, just swapping positions, but they're breaking away from the rest of the pack. It doesn't even matter. They're still racing side by side. Smoke Fan peeks to the inside, is able to get to the inside. If he's able to keep it off that apron, I think he should have the lead here. Looks like they'll be side by side, but he's going to power off to no problem. Move Smoke Fan back up to the lead rather quickly. Chiza now looking and peeking underneath him. Here they go down into turn number one. Smoke Fan closes the door just at the last minute. Chiza going to have to ride in P2 for just a little bit longer. It's Your Bro Chase now in P3, but not looking to sit there for any longer. They want to swap this lead back next time, and they will. Here comes the 41. He's to the underneath side of Chiza in the 17. Racing side by side there for P2 has allowed Jerem Gornick to try to reclose that gap up to him, but it's allowing Smoke Fan to get away. He's able to take command of that P2 spot, but just as I say that, here comes the 41 back on the inside. That 41 is able to work the bottom so well and efficiently, but we've seen it at the expense of his tire wear and having to pit a little bit earlier than the rest of the field. It can be really challenging for that 41 to win this race if it stays green. Now he sees the 14 in his crosshairs. They cross the start-finish line. Should be about 50 to go here in the final stage from Atlanta. It's been a fantastic race so far. Only one yellow for these guys at one of the fastest half-mile tracks in the game. I see a tire light blinking for the 4-car. 49 laps to go. Coming to 48 this time. So it's going to be really interesting. We might get into a tire strategy gamble. We'll have to see. Splitting this up from here would have to go 24 and 24.
And here comes Chiza onto pit road from third place. He looked like he was coming in hot. A speeding penalty now will end your night, so you definitely don't want to get one of those. But what a fantastic battle as we showed here the full time during stage 3. Just 3 titans in the league of Chiza, Smoke Fan, and It's Your Bro Chase, just battling it out, passing each other almost every single lap. Just what a show that the Outlaw Nation guys are just putting on. Just fantastic driving by everybody. Looks like, looking back now at that second pack, starting to really form up and trying to catch the leaders as we're seeing
on pit
the
road
rest of
here.
the field coming to pit road.
They're coming to pit road here with 47 to go, so they're going to be fully on a 2-stop strategy, Matt. Now we're starting to get interesting because once these guys cross the start-finish line here that have stayed out, 46 laps to go, 23 and 23. Not out of the question for maybe somebody like you or me to try and do, but will one of these Outlaw Nation faithful try to do it? As we see, there's the 17 still on pit road. I think
he got a penalty.
He got a speeding penalty, most definitely, for the 17 of Cheeses, so that's going to dig him an early hole here as we'll try to catch up with our leaders. I'll let you know if these guys pit. Looks like Bulldog is the only one to pit. Jerem Gornick, G Sensi stays out, so they're going to be pitting with 45 laps to go, meaning you could split this up with a 22-lap run and a 23-lap run.
And what a
for the remainder.
fantastic strategy. If you really look at it from our point of view, it didn't look like anybody was saving. Just such a fantastic battle. Everybody was passing everybody. But it looks like there's still a couple Titans out there that are saving a little bit of fuel out there. And I think Jasensky, he did a great job of saving fuel here in the first part. I think he's going to be able to reel everybody back in and win 2 in a row here if this race keeps going green.
Absolutely. I fully expect it. We'll try to catch up with the leader and see who's still out there, who's on pit road, and what else is going on. G Sensi is still out on the racetrack. He's your current leader, so he's sitting in the catbird seat right now. He's going to be pitting with about 44 laps to go. 22 and 22 is easy to do, in my opinion, for that 43. He's displayed it all night long, but it might be even close for that 32 and the 88 to do it as well. I think they probably can. Here we go as the 43 is now down pit road for his scheduled pit stop, perhaps second to last of the evening that he's going to attempt here. 14 of Smoke Fan backing off the pace to the 13 of Galen. Smoke might realize what's going down in this race and might be backing off his pace to make sure that he can do it on one more stop.
Right on that one.
Yeah, he's going to let the 9 of Z, who just came off pit road, get the better of him as they go down now into turns 3 and 4. Coming off of turn 4, Smoke going to be a little bit slower, but going to be trying to save that right rear tire a couple extra laps. It's going to be really tough for Smoke
because he was one of the first
to
Bulldog Stream right now.
Currently, Chase just retook the lead. Chase just retook
the lead. All right, we'll find him, and there he is right there. He's got a huge advantage of everybody else behind him. I think Chase is once again going for that aggressive strategy, and I think when you add a pit stop here, you're looking at 3-2 more than 1-2. So if he put a half a track on him, I think he might be able to put even more, and he might be able to actually pull this one off if this plays in his favor.
He's certainly going to try for it, but in that P2 position are a couple guys with fresher tires. You've got Jason and Jerem Gornick working together there, as well as Flash 9. So 3 guys that are going to be on about 2 to 3 lap fresher tires than Chase, who are going to be able to, you would think, close this gap here to the leader in these next couple laps of this pit sequence, and then maybe still have one less pit stop than the 41. The 41's on a great pace, Matt, but I don't know that it's enough to compensate cutting out a pit stop if these guys are able to do it. But I'll tell you, the guy who's in the catbird seat to be able to capitalize on that is G Sensi, being able to go longer than anybody else when it came to coming down pit road. G Sensi there, we're following with him. He's about in P6 there, behind the 13 of Galen, behind everybody else that's on that same strategy. The 4 car has dropped behind him as well. And I know Bulldog pitted a couple laps before G Sensi, and then Z Centralized is in P7. So we'll keep an eye as that battle goes on, and we'll try to keep an eye out on that. But for now, might as well follow along with the position battle for P3 here as the 32 of Go Fast Jason gets underneath Flash 9 for that P3 spot. They're right behind Jerem Gornick, who is your P2 runner. Chase, though, still out to a hearty lead, probably about 3 seconds or so, I'd say. But getting ready, he's going to be getting ready for his next round of pit stops here in probably the next 10 laps or so, I would imagine, 10 to 11 laps. So we'll be seeing him on pit road very, very soon, whereas these other guys went 2 to 3 laps longer than he did. And then we've got that second pack of 3 led by Galen, but has G Sensi in it, who we know would have to save the least of any of these guys when it comes to if anybody wants to save. But here goes Go Fast Jason. He's going to go to the underneath side. Jerem Gornick going to get that P2 position as they're now closing the gap on Chase a decent amount now. It's very, very noticeable. But Flash 9 working with these 2 together, these guys are able to run down that leader of Chase a little bit by little bit. But it looks like, Matt, I've lost track of where Smoke Fan is. I know he's saving, but he's got to be saving a lot. He's kind of just dropped off the radar.
I think you may be right. I think he's saving tons. But if we look up front, It's Your Bro Chase has lost a significant amount of his lead. I think for the first time tonight, he's actually trying to save some tires and save some gas, as you've seen him back up to Go Fast Jason in that beautiful Corvette Parts car in number 2. So I'm going to try to find Smoke here real fast and see where he is. But I think Smoke and Chisinski have a really good shot at winning this thing if it goes green and if the fuel strategy plays in their way. And there's
I'll tell you, it's gonna be
all by himself heading into one.
Yeah.
I think he may have gotten a speeding penalty, actually, so he might actually be back there with Chiza. But I'm not 100% sure. Like he said before, we could really use the tool if any NASCAR Heat people want to reach out to us. That would be awesome. But pretty much just riding around in his own race now. Probably going to try to save the fuel tires and really see where he ends up.
Yeah, so we'll keep an eye out. He's actually in P10 right now, 14 seconds behind Bulldog, who's about a full straightaway behind Jason, who just took the lead. As you saw that group of 3 pass Chase there while we were away from that battle. Perky right now a lap down in P11, and then Bulldog took away his leaderboard. But thank you for at least showing me that a little bit. That at least gave me
you
some
had it
insight
for a
on
little
what's
bit. That's
going
good. But Jason, for the first time in the lead tonight,
35
fantastic
to
run by him. He had a
34
really
to
good
go.
run late at the Daytona race, and I think he's really showing what he's capable of. New driver for Go Fast Gaming in the eNASCAR Heat Pro League. So definitely looking forward to seeing what he can do on there. And I think he's showing what he can do right now with taking the lead late in Stage 3.
Yeah, he's doing a fantastic job. You just kind of wonder, is his pace correct with the amount of tire and fuel he'd have to save to try and do this on one stop? Coming to 33 to go now. Pit stop should be coming up here for the next round in the next at least 8 laps or so for guys like Chase, Bulldog, and others who pitted early. Jerem Gornick sitting pretty in P2. This group has been able to kind of separate themselves from that other pack that has G-Sensi in it, which is really going to benefit these guys up here that might need to save a little bit extra to compensate for that extra lap G-Sensi has over them. They're able to maintain a gap of couple seconds as we see Smoke Fan getting ready to go. 1 lap down, saving hard as he can to try and make this on one stop. Absolutely just puttering around there.
Really saving hard, yeah.
Him and Bulldog both. I'm looking at Bulldog. Bulldog's only barely getting to 180 miles per hour on the straightaways, trying his best, and he's about a half lap down right now. There, you see Flash 9 get a little loose there off turn 4, but for right now, your top 4 single file. No reason to go any harder if those top 3 need to save, and Chase gonna try to save, but I think he pitted too early. I don't think he's going to be able to save what he needs to. So we're at about 32 laps to go here.
Now I will say Chase has saved a substantial amount. He probably gave up a half track, but I just don't know if it's enough. Sitting back there right now in the 4th position, he's getting some fantastic draft off Flash 9. Another one of the guys we really haven't talked much about tonight. Not in the NASCAR Heat Pro League, but a fantastic driver in the Outlaw Nation Series. But sitting really pretty there in P3, just making his own moves and running his race, and he's in position to win this if Jason and Gormick possibly run out of fuel.
Yeah, as we see the 17 of Chiza coming off pit road, so we know he'll have to make another stop. They're coming to 29 laps.
Oh, there's
to
a
go
wreck
here.
in the back. I think that was 2 drivers.
Flash 9.
Hard
Something
into the
happened
wall.
to Flash 9
Flash
there.
9 and Chiza, I think. I missed it. I looked away from my monitor for a second to grab a quick drink of water, and I missed it, but we're going to try to jump back. That wasn't Scotty. I apologize. It looked like him, but
I think
looks
it
like
was.
there's some drivers that maybe slowing down.
I don't know. I think the 30.
The
31
31
was,
definitely. It looks like he's spun again. He's doing donuts.
I think he was
in the
trying to come
infield.
down to pit road. He had to pit there. And I think the 17 who had just come off of pit road ran in the back of him.
I think you might be right.
I was trying to catch up with that as well, but the 31 gets it going. Not sure if that's going to be enough to warrant a yellow, as he's He's just, I think he blew a tire.
I think his
as you see
tire's
anytime.
gone. I
Yeah,
think he
anytime.
probably blew a tire coming down pit road, and the 17 just collected. I don't know if there was any contact, but I think you really hate that for Flash and the 17, as it looks like this race is going to continue to go green. So you're going to hate it for Flash 9, one of the underdogs, running fantastic up in the top 4. But unfortunately, it looks like his night is going to end right here with a blown tire. Really hate it for the guy.
I think they did bring out a caution, Matt.
They did? You are correct. That is going to change everything. As all the drivers are going to make their way down pit road. Now what are we looking at on fuel strategy?
Changes everything. I will tell you as soon as Bulldog hits pit road, but I can tell you there are going to be 26, maybe 27 laps to go here. That caution changes everything, but could also just turn this into an even longer strategy game.
Ooh.
They'll have 27 laps to go here. If anybody's ballsy, they might try to do it, but that's further than we've seen this race. It'll be a tough
road
one.
Antics.
It'll be a tough one. There'll be 26 to go here when they come out of pit road. 26. I wouldn't even try that myself, but maybe a guy like J-Mac would. We'll see. But
yeah,
I think this
will
allow us.
The wheel with how bad I've been. I think I might try 26. But man, Jason resuming lead off of pit road. He looks to be in a really good spot. I think a lot of guys are really breathing a sigh of relief right now. If they couldn't make it, like Chase and Jason, and maybe even your teammate Tyler, I think they might all be breathing a sigh of relief as they know they can get their woe down and really just run all full force until the end of this race.
Right, and I think the only person who might be a little bit frustrated with that yellow is probably G Cincy, because I think he was sitting in the catbird seat there, having gone that extra lap.
We saw fall back is Smokefin. We actually saw him go one lap down. I think he's probably going to be the recipient of the lucky dog, but he's going to be starting in the back again, just like early tonight. But we all see what happened then as he made his way all the way up to the front. So we're going to see here who gets the lucky dog. I think that looks to be Smokefin, but I'm not 100% sure.
They're slowing down, and it looks like they're going to try and go green this time up, just making sure that the lineup and order is right. 31 is getting one of his laps back, which seems fair considering he was probably just running around on what looked like a blown tire there for a little bit.
Oh, he most definitely had a blown tire.
I think. Yeah, now your lap down cars. Yeah, your lap down cars are going to start pitting here. 25 to go will be the restart. Then 25 laps to go. So you see Trans Am Blue. Yeah, Trans Am Blue, Perky, all those guys.
Trans Am Blue, he led most of the, or some of the stage for stage 2. Perky, been a bit quiet tonight, but had a really good Daytona run. And your Season 1 eNASCAR champion, just luck has not been going his way so far for this series. Hopefully we'll see another caution. Maybe he can get a wave around, because we all definitely know that he's got a fantastic number 14 car that can go straight to the front. But for right now, unfortunately, he's trapped a lap down.
I think he might have gotten a lap back there. I'm not 100% certain. I'd have to consult timing and scoring here, which means Bulldog, if you're listening to this, flick over to your leaderboard for me for at least a second so I can see it. But I'll tell you what, a restart with 25 to go, Matt, I'd go for it. And if there's one person who thinks like me in this series, it's that 43 car. You might see that 43 back way off the pace here once they take this restart.
I think you may be right. I think we'll try to keep an eye on the 43. But I think right now you just gotta go for it. As we already see the 43 backing off, I don't think that was that. I think he's just a bad restart. But let's see. Jason back in the lead. Let's see if we can find him here. Goodness gracious, I need a tool. Jason back in the lead in the number 32 car, right over at your bro Chase. And I think that's Bulldog made his way all the way back up to P3 here. Side-by-side action, but a lot of single file as we're seeing Bro Chase. I told you before, he's got the fastest car. If he's not saving as he bumps the apron.
He hit the apron! Oh, he saved it. He saved it. He's going to probably hit the inside wall, but he did go back up on the...
Oh, he's on pit road. That's ultimately going to end his night. Oh, that's awful for him.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, I spoke too soon. That
kid, though, you got to give it to him. He drove a hell of a race. He had... I would say, I think even his competitors would say he had the fastest car. He went out there and he drove his guts out. The strategy just wasn't there. unfortunately, with the lap count, and it's not from a lack of, long run speed. He had speed on the long run. He had speed on the short run. It's just the tire wear wasn't there for him, but they got to keep going. And now Bulldog bullies his way to the front. He's going to get side by side with Jason there. A little bit of contact. They're still side by side down the back straightaway. Bulldog, I'm still mad at you from Homestead in the Pro League race, buddy. You owe me a left side door, by the way, but he moves it up to the race lead and gets the lead from Jason there. Z, though, making moves. He's up to P3 now, but
yeah, Z, another one of the notable drivers we haven't really said much about tonight, sitting in that P3 position. Hopefully I'm not the Larry Mack curse and he's going to spin out this next corner. But I think he's got a really good car under him, really good intermediate car, good for short runs, good for long runs, good for tire saving, but just not great in one aspect. So I think he's probably going to try to sit behind Jason here, put Jason to the lead, and maybe try to make it 3 wide on him.
He might be, but I'll tell you, I'm impressed with Z right now. He's duking it out with 2 of the Pro League's finest, Go Fast Jason and Bulldog, and he's making his presence be felt tonight. I'll tell you, a car that's just lurking at 43. You wonder what's going through his mind if he's going to try to go for a 2-peat and get that second win in a row to start off this early outlaw season and really lay his stake to claim on being
Jason
a championship
just
contender.
Makes a power move and just gaps Bulldog, goes all the way back to the lead here. Now I just thought of something, Tyler. Everybody's about 3 laps short. We saw Ichabro Chase spin out and hit pit road. If he didn't speed and he put some tires and some gas in it, do you think he might be in position to maybe take the win?
He had to pit with 24 laps to go there. I don't think so. 24 was just a little too much for that particular car. We've seen him struggle to go 20, 21 even.
I just said because I seen him spin out on like lap 3 or 4 into the run. It might be a blessing in disguise if he can go that 20 or so laps and make it to the end and maybe overlap some of the guys that have to go a full cycle on their tires. But
it would just be so tough.
Yeah, Jason out to the lead here, but Z looking to the inside to take the lead for the first time tonight. What a fantastic battle. I mean, it's been non-stop battling for the lead. As you see G-Sensi back there in 4th place. I doubt he's saving, as you really got to back a ton off the pace to try to save that extra couple laps. But I think this is shaping up to be a fantastic finish, just like the Daytona race.
Yeah, assuming then all these guys are going to have to make a pit stop. Now it's just going to come down to an execution standpoint. You're going to have to make sure you get on a pit road as fast as you can. But the speeding police have tabbed just about everybody out there at least once. These guys have been trying to get all they can, and they got to be really, really careful when they're going down the pit road. I'll tell you, a guy who was running up front that I don't see anymore. Where's the 88? What's he doing? I wonder if he's fuel saving. I got to keep that in the back of my pocket.
Maybe. It looks like he's dropped back to about 5th place, just riding around. I think you really got to drop back just a little bit more if you're fuel saving. But definitely a more conservative strategy. You got to think, if you can maybe hop in pit road and take 2 tires, you're instantly going to put yourself in an 8-second advantage over the competition. So you really got to think about all those aspects when you're making your final stop. And if you got nobody behind you, you don't got to worry about anybody plowing you over getting into pit road. That's my
I was doing the same thing. Maybe he was some 2 tires, but Z now getting under pressure from G-Sensi. He's looking to make his presence felt here. The Stage 1 winner working up to P3 now. Is there 15 laps to go, Matt? We're getting down to the absolute nitty-gritty. These guys are getting separated, though. Still a good battle for the lead here between Bulldog and Go Fast Jason. No reason to push it here if you're Bulldog. Maybe just ride around, wait for that 32 to either make a mistake or wait until you see the perfect opportunity to make a move. Top 2 separated by about 3 to 4 car lengths over G-Sensi and Z. They're battling for 3rd and 4th with, I think, Jerem Gornick in the 88 right behind them, perhaps, in that 5th position.
But right now, it looks like Bulldog is it almost looks like he's content to maybe push Jason just a little bit out in that lead, maybe give some separation down to G-Sensi as I say that he moves to the outside as Jason makes his way down pit road.
Yep, I was just about to say, I wonder if somebody's going to short pit And if there was anybody that I would have expected, it would have been Jason. There's also one other car in pit road. I'll get you a number here momentarily, but they're making their pit stops here with about 13 laps to go here in the final stage, stage 3 at Atlanta Motor Speedway from the Outlaw Racing Nation here. Watching now, Bulldog, your leader, G Sensi in second, Z in third. Now Jerem Gornick has run them down back up to P4 now after that pit stop from Jason. I think he got on and off pit road clean, so he should be good to go now to the rest of the way. He's going to take full advantage of his fresh tires and probably about 3/4 a tank of fuel, get some run some fast lap times there and try to close up that gap to these other guys, whether or not they're pitting.
And
Gonna
here
see
comes
now,
your
Jeremy.
teammate blowing it down pit road. Looks like a fantastic stop. No worries for any speeding penalties here as he woes it down. I don't know. Trans Am Blue has got a pretty good lead up on Bulldog, but I think he might be a lap down. But we're going to go see if we can find Bulldog here.
Yeah, Trans Am is a lap down.
All right.
Yeah, Trans Am, I can tell you, is a lap down, 100%. Bulldog, still your race leader there. That was Smoke Fan, who we've seen off the pace a couple of times here. You just wonder if he's trying the field strategy at this point just to throw a Hail Mary against the wall and see if it sticks or something.
Is
just
he in fourth, or did they just lap him? Because if they just lapped him, I think that's a Hail Mary.
I think they just lapped him. I'm not 100%
Wow, that's
certain.
a Hail Mary then from Smoke Fan. I'm really
that he came off pit road and only took 2 tires. Not 100% certain, but
I am really surprised to see Smoke Fan go the strategy route, but he's doing a really good job at it. Actually, I mean he's falling back, and I think once everybody pits, he's gonna be the winner of all the spoils because he's gonna be the only one that's still holding pace. As it looks like a couple drivers are either slowing down for pit road or something happened. I don't know. It looks like a couple drivers just stopped dead in their tracks.
yeah, it looked like
Did you maybe see what
G-Sensi
happened?
there. No, I don't see anything happening. G-Sensi just backing way off the pace.
I think he blew a tire.
He might have. He's going to have to motor down to pit road here.
He blew a tire. Looking at how it is, you got to watch out for a speeding penalty when you blow a tire. I think he may have made it.
All your leaders coming down to pit road, but we've already seen so many issues so far today. G-Sensi now, it was my favorite there to try and squeak out a distance run here to the end. Gets blown tire, is going to have to repair some of that damage, is going to keep him behind the 8 ball here in the final stage. All of this pandemonium and all those guys pitting and getting separated is just going to really allow this race to fall into Jason's hands, and maybe with Jerem Gornick there, but battling with the 31 of Flash 9 and the 17 of Chiza, that's just allowed Jason to just get away, basically. There goes the 13 of Galen by. Now Gornick going to get by the 31 there and try to move up to P2 after everybody has made their pit stops for the final time. They go around Z there. They go around Bulldog. It's only going to be about 8 laps to go here, so we'll have to see if Bulldog can utilize that couple laps fresher tires to jump and leapfrog back around these guys. It's going to be really difficult, but I know he's going to try it. The 14 is currently your leader. I'm trying to check in on him, see if he's...
All right, let's catch him.
Yeah, according to timing and scoring, here he is. Button the 43, a lap down.
In sight. How many laps do we have left to go? 6, you said?
I'll let you know in a second. It's going to be 7 laps to go. He's coming to 6. Coming to 6. Smoke Fan is throwing a Hail Mary. Man, he's putting it up against the wall and praying it sticks. This is going to be really interesting to see because Jason is still a little bit over a quarter of a track behind, and Jerem Gornick is a couple seconds behind him, so it's going to be really interesting to see here as they're coming down to the absolute waning laps. Bulldog now moving up to P6. 6 laps to go, coming to 5 to go this time once Smoke Fan crosses the line. Let's follow along with Smoke Fan and just kind of see when it happens, either if he gets past or if he's able to coast to the victory here, trying to go 25 laps to the finish in the most exciting way that he can. I know he doesn't like driving this way, but sometimes when you're just behind the 8 ball, you got to try something different. Smoke Fan going into turn number 3. You can feel it. You can hear it at a lower pace than everybody. Just trying to basically survive, keep that right rear tire going as long as he can. Crossing now, I think that was 4 to go. Not mistaken. Bulldog and company are about a quarter of a track behind him. 5 seconds, 6 seconds now. They're trying to run him down. They'd have to run him down a little bit over 2 seconds a lap, or under a 2 second lap.
And I think that is Jason right there, just now entering turn 3 behind Smoke Fan.
Oof.
If I'm correct. So 3 laps to go. I think Smoke's got like a 6-second gap, but he's got to save really, really hard, and a hard charging Jason with a huge lead on the rest of the pack.
I'll tell you, he doesn't have to look out for Jason, Matt. He's got to look out for Bulldog, because Bulldog has gone from P7 to P3 in a matter of a lap, and is with 3 laps remaining is only 3.5 seconds behind. If he can get by Jason cleanly here as they're getting ready to come down to 2 laps to go, Smoke Fan just trying and praying that that tire will survive, but Jason right behind him as they take 2 to go. I don't know that it's going to be enough. He is just maybe 1 lap short of being able to execute this strategy to perfection as Jason now closes in, but Bulldog closes in on both of them. It might just not be enough time here as they're coming to the white flag this time by. Smoke's just got to go for it. He's got to go 100% and just hope it sticks. He might have to block the 32 here and just try to hold him off.
Jason's going to be there.
White flag is in the air. They take the white flag. Smoke Fan, your leader on older tires. Here comes the 32 of Go Fast Jason. He's going to try to peek to the bottom, and he hits the 14. He's not able to get to the bottom. That's where he wants to be. Bulldog closes in. He's still in the hunt. Now they go side by side through 3 and 4. Smoke has to give. The old tires just cannot hold any longer.
But here comes Bulldog on the outside. I just don't think it's going to be enough. But what a fantastic run by Go Fast
Not
Jason.
enough time. Jason gets the win. Wow, it did come down to the final lap. Smoke tried it, and he got a P4 finish out of it, so you can't knock him for that. He got a way better position out of it than he would have bargained for.
What a
but hell of a job.
Race.
Go Fast Jason able to get by him there in turns 3 and 4 on the final lap, able to survive and hold off Bulldog. Bulldog was 0.6 of a second behind, man. If that race is 1 lap longer, Bulldog's sitting in victory lane. He had that fresh tire, and he was ready to rip off some laps.
The lap count just played out perfectly for Jason. If it was 1 lap less, Smoke Fan would have won the race. If it was 1 lap more, Bulldog would have won. So almost a perfect storm for Jason as he takes home the win at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Let's see if I can pull him in the party now.
While you're doing that, I'll give a quick rundown. Bulldog being P2, Jerem Gornick with a fantastic podium finish in P3, Smoke Fan P4, Galen P5, Z P6, Chiza P7, Flash 9 P8, G Sensi Stage 1 winner. He survived that blown tire to get P9. It's your bro Chase Pole Sitter P10. Matt, you go catch up with our leader and let me know, and I'll sign us out. Great job, Outlaw Nation. Good job from Atlanta Motor Speedway.
All right, here. I had to wrestle my PlayStation headset away from my cat, but let's see if we can pull Jason in a party. Hopefully they can hear us. Tyler, can you double check the stream just to make sure that they got us, or my audio live?
I'll bounce it. 1 second.
All right.
Having to go through so many different audio channels, viewers, it gets a little confusing, but give it up to our producer, Rowdy Matt. Getting the job done today. We figured out the audio issues from last week.
Test with you to make sure that we got you loud and clear, but what a fantastic race. The perfect storm for you to win at Atlanta Motor Speedway. All right, are we loud and clear for me and Jason on PlayStation?
1 second, just give me a test from your PlayStation 4 mic, if you could, please.
We're talking
Yes,
right
you're good.
now, so you should hear me and him.
You're good. You were good to go.
Do you hear him as well?
Yep, go get our
Sweet.
winner.
All right, let's do the interview now. Fantastic. No audio issues tonight. All right, Jason. What a fantastic race. Give us the race rundown of just your race and how you managed to pull off the win.
Lost his audio there, Matt.
All right. Well, I think that just about wraps it up for Outlaw Nation at Atlanta. What a fantastic, fantastic race by all the drivers here. Big shout out to everybody. Big shout out to Smoke Fan for putting this all on. And Tyler, you got anything to say?
Honestly, just a fantastic job by everybody that took part in the event tonight. Thank you all for coming out and watching. It was a blast to call that race. Jason able to survive the war of attrition, all the pit stops, all the mistakes we saw by everybody else, but he was able to execute to perfection when it mattered most and got the victory on the final lap, passing Smoke Fan, who was trying the strategy pull, able to get by him and get the victory. Give a special shout out to Chase, because I think Chase made like 4 more pit stops than everybody else in the race, and he still finished P10, only a lap down. That guy had a hot rod. And special shout out, of course, to my Pro League teammate, Jerem Gornick, for running a fantastic race, getting that P3 finish. Guys, it's been a pleasure for Rowdy Matt. I'm Jerem Dohar. We were very thankful to have you with us tonight. Please, 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 above all else in the world we're in today, remain safe for yourself and others. Be cognizant of everything going on around you. I hope that you all have a safe and uneventful rest of your evening and enjoy the week ahead. Take care, guys.